Hi, Gary here from Mr. G Shave, back for another Wednesday straight shave. Today's it's going to be a shavette, and you'll see why in a minute. It's a repeat of a recent shavette, a new shavette, one that I got for Christmas, so you'll probably all guess and you'll have seen the thumbnail anyway. Hardware wise, I'm going to be using my Giles Shaving Co shaving bowl or lathering bowl with the thumb grip on there, so that's what I'll be using. The brush today is my first ever shaving brush, which is the Razorock Plissoft. Somebody, I forget, and it's gone from my head now. I did look at it earlier this morning, but I've forgotten the name of the person, but I'll maybe put it up there, or the person will make themselves known in the comments below. But they suggested I get myself a big Bruce brush. As I said to them, that was my first brush, so it's the Razorock Plissoft. I don't know how this compares to the Big Bruce. Maybe the Big Bruce, from its name, is a bigger brush, but this is fine. I really like using this brush, and I still go back to it on a regular occasion. And then the hardware today, or not hardware, the razor today is the Dovo Shavette again. So let's get that in focus. And the reason I'm using it again is that Dave Card very kindly sent me a new insert, which is a green insert. I don't know whether you can see that. So it's a green insert, and it takes a Persona hair shaper blade in there. And as you can, it's in there now. And this is what I originally had in the in this razor. That's what I used the first time around. That's got a half DE blade. So when you compare the two, I don't know whether you're going to be able to do that, but the blade of the Persona hair shaper blade is quite a bit longer than the DE blade that's still in there. So that's why I'm using this again. So it's a thanks to Dave Card for sending me that insert, because apparently they're like rocking horse doo-doo, shall we say. I won't use the word that everybody would normally use in that situation because we're on video. Right, I'm going to get myself ready and I'll be right back. Right, I'm back. Everything's all set up, I'm all lathered up. The pre-shave today is Pears Glycerin Soap. Really cheap soap that you can get, but very good soap. Usually used as a hand soap, but I like to use it as a pre-shave because it's a glycerin soap. So it's nice and slick. And that's all you need. And then just rub it in. So how's everybody's week been so far? I hope it's all gone well and that you're looking forward to the weekend coming up for whatever reason, just whether it's just a standard normal weekend or you're doing something. If you're doing something, let me know in the comments below. Be interesting. It would have been my father's birthday this weekend, so he passed away in 2006, rather suddenly, but yeah, I mean, we're celebrating his birthday on Saturday. We're going to go into Birmingham, to a part of Birmingham called the Balti Belt, or the Balti Triangle, and we're going to a Balti restaurant, an Indian Balti restaurant, or should I say Indian? I'm not Pakistani, Bangladeshi, probably Bangladeshi. Oh yeah, the soap today is one of my favourites, Wickham Soap Co. Well, it's actually, I say that, but it's made for the Gentleman's Groom Room, so you can only get it on their website, the Gentleman's Groom Room. But if you look on the back, it actually says Wickham Soap Company. So It's made by Wickham Soap Company for the gentleman's groom room and has the same properties as Wickham's own vegetal soaps, and this is a vegetal soap and it's already nicely whipped up. Let's see if you can see that, but yeah, fantastic. So let's just get on with the lather. Oh, and the scent off this, I love this Buddha wood. It's got a beautiful scent. Good sort of medium scent, about 5 out of 10. Really nice. To be honest, I'd probably like it stronger, but I like stronger scents, but this is really, really nice. And it's one of the slicker soaps that I know. You've got signature soaps. Sterling's pretty good. I'd put Sterling alongside this really. Goodfellas, Smile, superb. They're all really, really slick soaps. There are lots of artisans out there that are now making really slick soaps. But you do need to make sure when you're using a shavette or a straight razor that you're using a very slick soap. More so than when using a safety razor, I think. But each to their own. Right, here we go. So as I say, this is from Dave Card. I gotta say, what a gentleman. To send me this. He's only got one other insert like this, and apparently these green inserts are quite hard to come by, so for him to send me his spare, that's really nice of you, Dave, so thank you very much. Here we go. So let's just find the angle. Straight away I prefer that to the half DE blade. Much better. I forgot to get my cloth ready. Excuse me while I do this one-handed. Yeah, that felt much nicer and much more akin to what I'm used to with a straight razor. Very nice. That's really, really nice. I'd put that right up there with my Vec. My Vec being probably my favourite shavette. Very comfortable, very smooth, really taking the whiskers off. Fantastic. Now, let's just dry off the top of my head. I've still got some water on my head from the shower. Very smooth, very comfortable. And the advantage of these as well over a straight razor, I'm going to go through a few pros and cons of shavettes versus straight razors. The pros are that you can wash this, you can drop it in your bowl, as long as you're careful not to bang the blade. You can just wash this off for the whole thing, whereas you wouldn't really want to do that with a straight razor. Oh, I should be going down, not up. that felt great. It came against the grain, felt fine. Let's add a little bit more water. So yeah, what are the pros and cons of a Shavette versus a straight razor? Well, the pros of the Shavette, yes, you can wet the scales and everything and you don't need to worry about it. Just leave it to dry after. You wouldn't want to do that with a straight razor that's got metal pins in that can rust, because they will, I mean, that would be quite difficult to get dried out over time. And if you've got, you know, it's just, you just don't do it basically. You wouldn't, you know, if you've got wooden scales or horn scales or anything like that, you do that enough, eventually you're going to damage them. But with these stainless steel scales, stainless steel pins, and stainless steel razor and blade, it's not going to harm it being dropped in the water. So across the grain is straight up on this side. Another advantage obviously is the fact that you don't have to strop, so you don't have to buy a strop and all the other gear that goes with it. I wouldn't, when you're first starting out with straight razor, I'd never advise getting a stone, a honing stone, unless you know what you're doing straight away. If that's something you do on a regular basis anyway, then yeah, sure, get yourself a stone, but just get it honed by somebody like John June or somebody local to you that's a honer that really knows what they're doing. I'm gonna go, yeah. And then if you want to get into honing later on, fine. But let's stick with the Shavettes. You can replace the blade when the blade becomes dull. You just take this one out and put another one in. These blades, I think I've heard somebody say that these will last 10 to 14 shaves. Who knows? I'll know, because I'm going to mark this blade to make sure I know how many uses it's had. So across the grain on this side. So this has got the Persona hair shaping blade in it, which is the same with the Vec. It's got the Kismet hair shaping blade in it. So I really do enjoy using both for different reasons. The advantage, the disadvantage of this over a straight is that the blade is far less forgiving than a straight razor. If it's going to cut you, it'll just cut you without warning. So you've got to use a much lighter touch and be much more focused when you're shaving than you would need to be with a straight razor. Even though the straight razor looks far more dangerous than a Shavette. But believe me, a straight razor is far more forgiving than a straight razor. It usually gives you a little warning just before it cuts. So this is a really good shave. I like this. I really do. I have had another razor to the den that I was so tempted to use today. I really was. But I got that razor a day after I got these, and you know, I felt I had to use this. Not that it's, you know, I don't want to embarrass Dave, but I mean, I just couldn't get over the generosity when he told me, you know, those inserts are really quite hard to get hold of, and he just sent me, didn't ask for any money or any payment, he just sent it to me, and That's the generosity of this community, and that's what I love about this community. Really genuine guy. If you haven't watched his channel, he's far more advanced than I am with a straight razor or a shavette. I think he likes his Vec the most, but this, you know, I like my Vec the most, but this really feels nice. So, third pass, and I've still got a load of lather. Look at this. Fantastic. Wickham Soap Company, I would say, is my favourite brand. Not just because I'm British, but because the quality and the scents that they produce. I mean, admittedly, they haven't produced any new scents lately. I can't remember the last time they brought out a new scent. But you know what you're getting with them. You know it's one of the slickest soaps you can possibly have. And you know that the quality's right up there. So, against the grain. Whoop, losing it. It's blooping everywhere. Beautiful. This is much more comfortable than using the half DE for me. I just like the longer blade. I like the way it feels. It's just a better experience in my opinion. That feels great. Really impressed with this now. Really, really impressed. I would have probably eventually got my hands on one of these, but Dave saved me a lot of trouble doing this. That feels fantastic. And really slick. I mean the glide, I mean that just feels like I could do another pass. Usual spot again here. And another one. So the spot here is right there. So if I dab the soap, so that's it there. And that's it there. Those are the two really difficult spots that I just cannot get to. I give them a good go, as I'm about to do, on my pickup pass. try and use up the last of this soap. There's just loads of it. I mean, I used a very small amount of soap, probably about a thumbnail size and about 1 millimetre thick. That's all I used. I spread it really thinly across the bottom of the bowl and it lathered up beautifully. And look at this, it's really thick, beautiful lather. That's fantastic. So, pick up pass. And I definitely need Alan for the pick up pass. I don't have to focus anywhere near as much as I did using the half DE blade when I'm using this blade. It's because I'm used to this length of blade. Yeah. So I need to really, if I want to get this, I need to go directly across like that. Now, I can try something. Probably not the best of times to experiment, but no, it's not. Adam. Just trying to work it out. I've tried J hooks, I've tried all sorts of methods. That's pretty much got it, but it's still there a bit. It's better than DFS though, that's very close to BBS. But I've nicked myself in the meantime. Didn't even feel that. I felt that one. I only brushed it. I think that will stop soon. I hope. It's the way it goes. Sorry about the blood. And I was doing so well. Right. I'm going to do my usual now. I'm going to clean up and I'll be right back. Right, I'm back. Time for the cold rinse. These have, the little cut down there has stopped and this one has stopped as well. So I think there were just minor grazes. That one bled quite a bit, but we'll see if it restarts now. Cold rinse. Oh, that's cold. Oh, yeah. That felt super cold. We've had some cold weather, but it's not cold in when looking at other places on planet Earth. I mean, there are a lot colder places than here. Right, I'm not going to forget the alum this time. 3 or 4 out of 10 equally across this side. Again, the same on this side. I would say it's more of a 4 out of 10. It's got a good burn to it, good close shave. And that is BBS, apart from those two spots here. And that's DFS. So that's great. Just going to wait for this to relax a bit. So yeah, that blade is a definite success. I will be getting some more of those blades. Dave did send me a good few of those anyway. But Dave, if you watch this, in the comments below, how many shaves do you get out of one of these? I would have thought it's got to be at least 10. Artist Club sort of, I would have thought Artist Club sort of number of shaves that you can get out of it. It is a thicker blade than the DE, and I think that's probably another reason why I feel it's more suited to the way to straight razor shaving or using a shavette. I much prefer this. This feels far more familiar to me than using the insert with the half DE blade in it. That doesn't feel quite right. Maybe I should just shave more with shavettes using half DEs and then I'll be used to it, but right, let's wipe this alum off. So what's coming up? Just trying to think. I haven't really planned anything. I have got a Battle of the Blades that's been requested, and finally the razor blades have arrived. So next Monday I will be doing a Battle of the Blades involving, I think they're Pulse Silver Iridiums and is it Wizamette? Do you know, I can't remember what the other one is. I think it's Wizamette Iridium, Super Iridiums. They're both Super Iridiums. So it's Pulse Silver against Wizamette, I think. So that will be next Monday's Battle of the Blades. So if you want me to try out blades, and if I haven't got them in the den, I'll order them, get them in, and then it may take a week or 2 weeks for me to do the actual comparison, but I will get round to it. If I've got them, then I'll do them on the following Monday. Right, here we go. So, boots, tea tree and witch hazel. My favourite witch hazel at post-shave tonic. It's got a nice clean scent. It will give you feedback. This is giving me feedback now only about 2 out of 10 because I've used the alum. This would have given me a lot stronger feedback if I hadn't used the alum. But yeah, rub the rest of the residue on my arms. So yeah, if you want me to do any Battle of the Blades, I'm more than happy to do so, whether they're shavette blades or whether they're standard DE that I'll use with my Rockwell 6Cs, because I've got 2 of those. I've got a Rockwell 6S, but I won't use that in a Battle of the Blades because the weights and they're just different razors. So I've got 2. I've got that Rose Gold 6C and the Gunmetal 6C. And those are the razors that I use for my Battle of the Blades to make things fair. Old Spice, here's the Aftershave. A bit more. Oh yeah. That's really nice, and it goes really well with that Buddha wood. At least I think it does, but don't trust my olfactory glands. But that is really nice. And then something I've been discussing with somebody, you know who you are, I won't mention names, but they wanted recommendations for a balm. Any of the Nivea balms are pretty good, but this is my favourite by far, the Nivea Men Cream. There's not a lot of scent in this. It won't just ruin the scent of the aftershave. And you just need a little bit like that on the end of your finger. Rub it between your hands. And it's thicker than your standard balms, I think. Although you can get aftershave balms that are thick. But basically that amount on my finger was enough to do my head and my face. So I just love the post-shave feel of this. So yeah, good stuff this. I recommend it highly. That's the end of the shave, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you now on Friday for my head shave. Not sure what I'm going to use. No idea. I'll probably use a DE. I might use an SE. It depends. There's an SE on its way back to me, the twig that Jim Will Shave has been using. He's now got his own, so he's sending mine back. Yeah, so it's bye-bye from me. And it's bye-bye from the Dovo Shavette with the green insert and the Persona hair shaper blade. Much better shave with it than a half DE blade, but it's just what I'm used to. Right, I'll see you on Friday for the head shave. If not, I'll see you on Saturday for a DE shave or an SE shave. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. See you then. Bye now.